Buongiorno, darlings. I hope you are having beautiful days today. I got a fresh start on the wall behind me. Need to get some more paper. Yeah, let's do a card pull for the month of August and see what we need for this month. I really think that a lot of us are going to be experiencing a significant amount of change. Whether that's, I don't see it as a negativism. I just really think that the two full moons that we have, it's kind of like we're flipping the switch a little bit. We're definitely flipping the switch and looking at things differently, experiencing things differently, integrating our metaphysical practice into our everyday life, and just kind of, I want to get this so it's, y'all can see it. Just, actually, if we're going backwards, let's do you, and then you, and then you over here. So, change is exciting. Change is intimidating, and change is something that, although we know the only constant in this world is change, how do we face it? Do we face it in the old way? Thank you. Oh my God, love that. Do we face it in the old way? Do we face it as the more evolved version of ourselves? You know, the full reverse, and on full moons, I know it's the first of the month, but on full moons, I don't always, I let the cards fall and I look at them in a way that, because everything is so volatile, if it's a reversal, it's a reversal. If it's upright, it's upright. I don't deep dive into oh my God, it's reversed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. This has been coming out so fucking much for me. In July, I think more, because I timestamp all of my books. Let me see how many times. Because it was just it's a beautiful thing. It's the Millionaire's card. It's, let me see, Luglio. And it's a very, 15 times or something like that. Yeah. 10 times. 10 times I pulled this card. 10 times I pulled this card. So, what I find to be fascinating about this card, and I'd love for you to do your own research on it, but it's the 10 of Pentacles. And we can kind of see that the people in the background are very lost in their everyday life. They're not really looking at the baby. They're not really concerned. So they're kind of even just in passing communicating with each other. So remind yourself that once you get to the top of whatever it is that you're creating, if what you want is time freedom, then why do you want to be the CEO all by yourself up there and just working every fucking second every day? When you love what you do, it's like the phrasing of, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. No, you work every second of every day. Every second of every day when you love what you do and you're passionate and you're an entrepreneur and you're building your own business. You work every single day. But don't get so lost in it that you forget what's really precious in this world and what's really important. So this guy over here, he's the ancient one, the wise man, kind of the archetypal Odysseus, not really the hermit, because he's just chilling. He's just chilling, and only the dogs can see that he's a magical creature. And in the story of Odysseus, when he came home, only his dog recognized him. He was an old man, disguised as a very old man. So look at this as a blessing, but also a little bit of, I don't want to say a warning, but be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it. You're going to get it. Be careful what you're asking the moon for, because you're going to get it. I feel like new projects, new team. Can you all see? I just want to get it. I know this is my card spread from, I've got so many decks of cards on this table right now. Okay. So, Knight of Wands, King of Wands, Page of Swords, full reversed. These two I feel like are kind of going together over here. The Fool reversed can say, or any sort of reversals, and like I had said, I'm not going to go too heavy into the reversals, but as you start to learn and pull cards for yourself, reversals can either be, this is coming up, or I've experienced this before and it's time that I finally leave it behind. So if we're all the Fool, we know that we're all on our Fool's journey, we're all on our hero's journey. Do we feel like we're just coming home from a battle and that we need to take some respite and some time for ourselves? Or do we feel as though our time is just about coming, that we're coming into something that we're about to experience? Because the Knight of Wands over here, like, see how the little salamanders on his cape, they don't connect to the tail. So he still has some journeys, some exciting things that he needs to accomplish, whereas we see with the King, grassed tail. Maybe look into some salamander energy if that's something that you're interested in. But if we've been doing a lot of work, we've been trusting the moon cycles, we've been doing a significant amount of inner work, that's going to start to reflect in our outer reality and bring us the team, the clients, the experiences, whatever it may be that we've been working hard towards, if we've been finding the balance between the outer and the inner, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Because even sometimes, yeah, oh my God, it's so exciting. I don't even want to keep that one up. I'm going to keep it out because I just did it. So just like the beginning and the end of Pentacle cycles, we have a lot of fire energy over here. So that's Leo season, that's Sag, that's Aries energy. This could be the nodal transits affecting us. The moon coming out over here. It's just whatever is happening in your life right now is by divine design. It's by divine design. So take it for that. When we face the moon, when we face our inner selves, when we face the divine masculine and divine feminine, when we look at what it is that feels maybe imbalanced in our lives, and we say, okay, let's balance those scales again. North node in Aries, South node in Libra. We're not repeating the same unbalanced cycles. You know, as a divine feminine, there are times that I have to truly step into my divine masculine. You know, the month of August, astrologically for me, is a very outward focused, outward month. My midhaven is in Leo at 22 degrees and 22 minutes. I'm very excited about that transit. And so I am very focused on outward things, putting my education to use, creating things that I've been working towards for a very long time. It's very outer focused. So although I've had fresh starts before, this one isn't so much a fresh start. It's like, no. Keep on keeping on, keep on keeping on, keep on keeping on. Any sort of experience that we have, if we're utilizing the energy properly, is for us to better develop ourselves, but then to share that with our community, with someone, with anyone. If we help one person on this planet, we're doing good. We're doing good. So maybe this month, focus on, like, what are your bigger goals for this month? Let's set some really interesting and really accessible goals and then add another 0 to it. Like, set the goal and then umph it up. Set the goal and then say, actually, I can accomplish anything. When I trust the moon, when I trust the God of my understanding, when I trust that everything is energy and that I can attract and whatever it is that I need effortlessly, when you declare it and when you believe it, it is. It is. You know, there are no human beings on this card. No human beings. But we can identify with this gate and say, I trust the moon. I trust the moon. I trust God that He's going to remove anything that is top down, anything that's not meant to be. See how the structure stays? He just knocked the crown off the top. He just knocked the crown off the top. And I want us to really be cognizant with this card here of what is it that we're avoiding and where are we the problem? I know. I don't like looking at the negative sides of myself either on a regular basis, but I promise you it's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. Where are we fawning? Where are we looking to the other side? Like, he's the page of intellect. He's the page of air energy, yet he's somewhat of a, like, he's spending so much energy to look over his shoulder into the clouds than he is to hold up the sword. Oh my God. Get lost in what you're creating. Attach the dopamine to the process and not to the outcome. Do you love making what you're making? Do you love what's on the stove right now? If you're doing it just for money, then don't do it. If you're doing it out of service, amazing. There's some fear for some of you in putting out into the world what it is that you would like to put out into the world. There's some like very creative aspect to yourself that is ready to be birthed that might not make sense, and you might not be able to monetize it, whatever it is. Whatever it is. But you just want to do it. You just want to rush into it. You just want to get it done. You just want to create the thing. Like, it's so right there. But how can we utilize this energy in a way that pretends that your money is your assistant, and that every time you get paid, that's literally your assistant to create the environment that you want to create? Do you respect your assistant? Do you treat them honestly? Do you communicate with them? Do you give them the space that they need to go out and then come back? If everything is energy and we're hoarding and we're fear-based, then that's creating leaks in the boat. So instead of getting to the boat every single day and just scooping out the water and just being like, eventually I'm going to have to take care of that leak, call somebody and say, hey, I've got a leak in my boat. Do you mind coming to help me with that? I can exchange services with you. I can exchange something, whatever it may be. And, we seem to have similar values and, really just kind of have the same, like, I love what you're doing. Can you help me with the leak in my boat? I trust you. I trust you. A significant amount of earth energy here, a significant amount of pentacle energy around here. So let's utilize that earth magic. The beginning of pentacles, this is a gate card, but there's no yods. You see how there's this is like the shape of the first letter of God's name falling from the sky. This is by God. This is by God. There is magic in the pentacle world. There's magic in the earth, simple things, very, very simple things. What's coming to mind right now for me is way before my spiritual awakening, way before I ever was holding space for others or anything. I, whenever asked, like, you're a little different. What are you? Who are you? Like, what are you? And it's fascinating to me because I was asked, like, what are you? Not who are you? And I would say I come from the beginning and end of all things. And I find that to be such a fascinating parable that, my guides gave to me before I even knew that I had guides. They'd said that, and then they told me to use your voice, use your powerful voice. And so even if I'm shaking, there's certain things that I myself also cannot avoid this month. And even if we're scared, it's only because we've never been here before. In the macro as well as the micro. And the macro is a human collective. We've never ascended in physical form before. We've never upgraded our human avatars from a 3rd dimensional matrix to a 5th dimensional matrix. Consciousness, yes, has evolved numerous times over. When you physically die in one body, your soul goes into another and you ascend, you change over. But as a collective, human beings right now are the prophecy. We are changing the entire universe by changing ourselves. Because, like I've said before with the chair parable, which is not my parable, the first time someone was sitting on the ground, they created a chair, they drafted a chair in some capacity, however it was back then, created it, and then that vibration was available for anyone on the planet to make a chair. So the vibration of a being evolving in physical form while the consciousness is running the meat suit has never happened. And that's why we have so many galactic, the word that's coming to mind is interference, because the entire universe will have access to this technology, for lack of a better term, once this is over. Once the ascension has happened, once the awakening has fully happened. So there's a lot of beings that don't want that to happen. They've been in charge of the planet and the humans for a while, so they're floundering right now. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So we must trust the process and blend as much of our new consciousness into our 3D world. Blend what we know into our job. Blend our awakening and our creative practice into our profession, and blend it into the way we communicate as well. To kind of have a lens of the astrology over this. There's Mercury that's in the sign of Virgo right now, and we're going to have a Mercury retrograde in the sign of Virgo. The same day that the sun in the sky goes into the sign of Virgo, Mercury is going to go retrograde in Virgo. So we can go into all of those earth vibes, and Virgo is mutable earth energy. So this is they are an earth sign, negative sign, but they adapt. When they learn new information, they adapt. So why don't we really take the month of August together and learn some new things and integrate these skill sets and take the time to turn this fool right side up again. The fool reversed in some decks can be, in some practices, I guess. It can say of a little bit of a Peter Pan mentality of never wanting to grow up and just being stuck in our ways. But obviously with these cards, and if you're here with me, you don't want to be stuck in your ways. You're ready to do things differently, and you're ready to communicate differently. You're ready to take the time. In my weekly video in my private Patreon group, we talked about how this week we're really riding the full moon wave and setting up to have these chats starting next week. Starting on the 7th and then going to the 23rd. That's kind of our time to have our big chats, but it's almost like these aren't really big chats. They're things that we know deep down, things that we've been kind of preparing for a while. And it's just kind of like a new boundary setting. It's, a small action, as Phil Good said in one of his videos years ago, a small action with a giant intention behind it. So a lot of these chats, a lot of these, separations, breakups, change of jobs, change of lifestyle, change of whatever it may be, feel so much bigger than we think that they are. And it's kind of a little bit like, why? I'm a fucking adult. I like normally would say these things effortlessly. I do these things effortlessly because we're doing so much generational work, past life work, work for the collective consciousness. So there's almost like basketball references coming into my brain, like the penalty shot, like a freaking just like a 3-pointer. For so many players, it's just like, psh, it's fine, psh, it's fine. But if it's in OT and this is literally to win the game, and this is like and everybody is watching and everybody is like, don't fuck this up, don't fuck this up. That's how it feels for all of us right now, where we're just like, I've made this shot 1,000 times. I've made this shot 1,000 times, like in this game alone. But I'm like, how do you throw the ball again? That's us right now. That's us. So know that it's not just you. Know that these are big, big, big things that are happening, but it's so much bigger and better and brighter on the other side of it. We know that, and a lot of what we're experiencing is this fear, this fog, this like avoidance of the situation, the scenario, is just because we've never really done it before, and we don't really know what's on the other side of this. In a way that might not make sense. Just might not make sense. So feel the feelings, set big goals for the month, write them out, declare them. Declare your goals. Say, I want to have 20 sessions this month, 20 paid sessions this month. I want to have, I want to have a meditation practice every morning and every night. I really want to be cognizant of what I'm ingesting, whether it be food or scrolling. Like I want to be really aware of what I'm allowing into my energy field. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I love you, my darlings. Please reach out directly for a private reading. We can do live, we can do local Gloucester, or really some pre-recorded videos, especially for the moon cycles. I find those to be really helpful because you can watch it as many times as you want. We can do a little bit of tarot as well as some astrology within that, and kind of looking at like where the moon is telling you to focus on, what it is that you need to let go of, all these different things. We can blend anything into those sessions, but please reach out directly, send me a DM, email me, whatever's best for you, just comment below and I'll reach out to you. But you are not alone. You are not alone. Ride that full moon wave. And just like drink a bunch of water this week. Yeah, maybe that can be a goal, is to just go, 1 for 1 on coffee. Or if you still ingest alcohol and that's something that you're trying to work away from, go 1 for 1. Say, I'm going to have 1 drink and then I'm going to have water when I would normally have a few drinks. Like, be kind to yourself and set yourself up for success and enjoy the journey. Enjoy becoming the most authentic version of yourself. It's so fun to be you. I love you. I'll see you soon.